Hi guys, I'm Natasha Tessier, the owner of Dwell Realty and Design here in Northwest Houston. And welcome to my channel. I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button below. This is anything and everything to do with the city of Houston. And today I'm going to talk about moving to Texas in 2022 and the top, well, it's supposed to be 5 mistakes made. I took a list from all my clients, and so I have a lot to talk about, so stay tuned. Hi guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm Natasha Tessier. I'm the owner of Dwell Realty and Design. We are a real estate group here in the city of Houston. We also have a design team. I used to do interior design, and so we do a lot of interior design on our team as well, or helping people with just figuring out what to do in their new home or what colors to paint and all that good stuff. So today I wanted to talk about moving to Houston or moving to Texas in 2022 and the top 5 mistakes that people made. So my whole business is helping people relocate to the Texas area. I do it every single day. I do video tours for people. I had one client say to me that she didn't reach out because she thought I was too busy. Never too busy. We have a great team. I have showing assistants. I have a great transaction coordinator, Megan, that if you work with me, you will meet. She does all my paperwork, but we do a pretty good job of staying up with all our people. I was just going through my whole master list of all my clients, thinking of moving here and just checking in on them. I do that weekly. So anyway, today I wanted to talk about the top mistakes people make when moving to Texas. So I thought the best thing would be to go to my clients and ask them. I put it on my Facebook page and I said, hey, if you've moved to Texas recently, let me know, what mistakes you've made. So here is my list. The number one thing people said was they wish they had done it sooner. So I get that it can be a little bit fearful, especially a lot of people are leaving family, leaving friends, leaving everything that they know to come here. So I get that that can be a scary thing. However, most people, once they get here, they absolutely love it. They love how friendly everybody is. Right now it's cold out, which some people are surprised by. Today it was 40 out, so I think that's cold. I have my beanie on. I'm always cold though. So that was the number one thing, is everybody wished they had done it, they wish they had done it sooner. Another thing mistake that people made is not checking salaries. I've talked about this before. So it's a lot cheaper to live in Texas. You'll see the housing is a lot cheaper. The gas is cheaper, the groceries are cheaper, all that stuff we've talked about, but sometimes those salaries are cheaper. Not always, but sometimes. So one of my clients took a decent pay cut to be here. So you do want to research that and make sure that your new salary, a lot of times it scares people off, but once they realize how much they save by living here, they actually end up ahead. But you do want to check out your salary. Again, some people work from home, so that doesn't even matter anymore. But if you are, say, a teacher, this particular lady was a teacher and took a pay cut to be a teacher here. One person said, no mistakes. Everything was perfect. I absolutely love Texas. This is a family from LA, and they just moved out to Montgomery to be near the lake. And every weekend I see them on their Instagram and they're constantly doing fun things. So that's cool. Another client said the best thing, this wasn't a mistake, but was moving from a very high tax state. So she was in New York, and I know people freak out over the property taxes here, but with her income tax and everything coming from such a high tax rate state, she said it feels like a huge relief and she feels like she has a lot more money in her pocket. The one thing she said she did not account for is things are spread out. So a 20 or 30 minute commute is not a big deal here. So she didn't realize how much she would spend on gas. Fortunately, again, it's less expensive, but she drives a lot more than she anticipated. So that's something to think about, where you live in relation to your work or the grocery or all that stuff. Another mistake one of my clients made is not researching neighborhoods. I feel like, actually this wasn't my client, this was another client from another realtor that chimed in. I try to do a really good job on my channel, kind of telling you about different neighborhoods. I try to be really transparent with my clients, and we're not allowed to steer them in any certain direction. But if I know a school that my kids are in, I can tell you about my experience at that school. I can show you school ratings. There's lots of neighborhood pages that you can get on that will kind of be truthful about that neighborhood. So if there's something that you're considering or neighborhood you're considering, reach out to me and let me find you some more info if I don't already know it. I probably know that neighborhood pretty well because I've been here so long. And so many of my clients are in so many different neighborhoods. I constantly check in with them, so I should know kind of how they're feeling. One said they made the mistake of not having good representation. So I had someone reach out to me. She's not my client. She has an agent here, and she was so excited because she bought a $300,000 house on an acre, new construction, everything was perfect. And she asked me if I knew about the schools, and I did know about the schools, and they were horribly rated, like horribly rated. So this neighborhood is kind of a diamond in the rough. And I just pointed out the ratings to her. I pointed out certain numbers to her, and I said, you know, these are things that you want to consider. So as far as good or bad representation, just go with an agent who's gonna be honest with you and gonna put you in, you know, the right area, and ask them. Go on HAR. You can go on our Houston Association of Realtors. You can see how many homes they've sold. I've sold 60 homes this year. I'm born and raised here, so I know areas really well. Unfortunately, this other agent didn't know areas and it just didn't point those out to her. So you really wanna, like, if schools are important, you wanna check the area. You wanna drive through an area and see, you know, do you have trailer parks all around this one nice set of neighborhood, and will that hold your value and stuff? So make sure you get a good realtor. Another one said to make sure that you research moving companies. I guess laws change as you cross different state lines. And a lot of people, I've heard so many crazy stories about people getting in bad moving situations, losing a lot of their stuff or not getting their stuff back, or all of a sudden they sign up and then all of a sudden they ask for $10,000 more. So before you hire a moving company, make sure that you go to somebody else who's used them and get, you know, firsthand information, because you don't want to get in a situation where they hold on to your stuff before you give them, you know, $10,000 more, because there are a lot of nightmare stories going on. Unfortunately, a lot of people being taken advantage of right now. Okay, so one person said to make sure that you understand property taxes versus state income tax. I just did a video on this last week, so look at it. It talks about 3 different scenarios. We don't have a state income tax in the state of Texas, but our property taxes tend to be a little bit higher. There are neighborhoods where they're 1.7, 1.8, but there are some where 3.7, 3.8. So those are gonna be high property taxes. How does that work out in relation to what you're making? You know, if you're in California and you're making 100,000 and you pay 10% in income tax, well, there's 10,000 of it. So they're gonna get you one way or the other, but make sure you balance out your property tax and no state income tax versus what you were, where you were before. Okay, not understanding MUD. So again, this goes along with the property tax. MUD, Municipal Utility District. How it works is when we create a new neighborhood here in Texas, the MUD pays off the infrastructure. So for all that plumbing and electrical and everything to get to the neighborhood, it has a MUD, and that MUD pays off the infrastructure over many years. So the rate does go down in those neighborhoods, but it takes a really long time. So like over the past 3 or 4 years, I've known one neighborhood to go from 3.6 to 3.4, but it took time to pay that off. So I wouldn't count on any taxes going down. So that's your municipal utility district. A lot of people don't know what that is or why there is a MUD required. In our neighborhood, it comes on a separate tax bill, so you wanna be prepared for that. One said not having a good inspector. So I have several inspectors that I work with that I trust, even the one that did my own house when I bought this summer. And whenever they do an inspection, they immediately call me and they tell me the things that they would, you know, that are important to be fixed prior to moving in. You wanna make sure that you have a good inspector who's gonna go through everything. And in addition to that, I always tell people, like, an inspector kind of gives you an overview. It's kind of like going to an emergency clinic. There's not like a specialty in that clinic. So If you foresee an AC problem, let's take our AC guy out there and get his honest opinion. I just did that last week with my clients. So the AC units were old. They paid $175. The guy came out, looked at the AC units. He's like, they're old, but they function perfectly. You know, if it's a roof issue, let's get a roofer out there and see how bad it is before we just go off the inspection report that says, oh yeah, the roof, you know, has a few missing shingles or whatever. It's better to go to the specialist and get to the bottom of what you're dealing with so that you don't have any surprises. And the last thing is, one of my clients said she wished she hadn't moved to a blue county. So I've told you this before, I don't talk politics on my channel, but obviously blue and red is a really big deal right now. She moved into Harris County and she wishes she was in a red county. So there are two very different counties. Harris County is the city of Houston. It is a blue county. Montgomery County is the outskirts. It's a very red county. I've heard one of the most conservative in the state of Texas. So if politics are a big deal to you, know the difference in your reds and your blues. So anyway, I hope that helps. It's a lot more than 5 mistakes. It's a lot of mistakes that people made moving here. As always, I'm happy to help you anytime. You can text me, you can call me. On Instagram, I'm Houston Realtor Natasha. A lot of times that goes to my other folder and I don't see it. I'm also Houston Realtor Natasha on TikTok. And then my Gmail is just natashatessier@gmail.com. And my Facebook is just my name, Natasha Tessier. However you want to reach out, even if you're looking for the future, we could just put you on a list for looking at different homes and trying to check out the area. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me, text me, whatever. If I don't answer, I probably didn't get it because I'm pretty quick to answer my clients. So I hope that helps. If you have another video request, let me know. If you made a different mistake moving here, I'd love to hear about it. Just comment below, and I hope you guys have a blessed day.